Hey, and welcome to EUC Learn Along. What's going on today? Well, where did we leave off? That's right, we did Windows clustering. We got most of it covered. For file shares, we did a quick one with SQL database. And I had to take care of a duty. But anyhow, moving on to PVS. We will set up a semi-resilient PVS infrastructure, and we'll get some of those components going. That way we can play around with it in the lab if needed. I would just stick with MCS if you could. That's what we used when we did the Zen server setup. Pretty straightforward. But we'll look at PVS because it's still being used. All right, so I got some stuff cleaned up. Got our Citrix environment powered up. Got two new servers, A and B, for PVS. We will not leverage the clustered setup. And then I got a Win10 endpoint set up with that beautiful background. And we have it set to Legacy BIOS. All right. So I already got the ISO mounted for PVS. A will be our primary, B will be our failover, if you want to call it that. So we'll kind of just toggle between these for the install. Nothing too crazy. And from what I read, out of box is kind of what they want you to use for PVS. So no messing with threads and streams or any of that. So that's good to know. It says dated, 10 years old, and that article was a couple years old. All right. This one we'll have to slow down on. And we'll get 110 going. My lab is going to slow down greatly. And I think I got the latest for PVS 24/7. There may be my newer release. We'll be alright. It still looks like this. Alright, so for Win10 we'll do the target device install. For A and B we'll do the server and console install. Alright, so it's got some drivers for SQL, CDF, the info monitor for director. I guess that's a part of the install now. Got the SDKs for PowerShell and some telemetry. Cool. Alright, we just want to get those installed. So with PVS, we're going to be streaming. Yeah, we're a streaming company now. We're going to be streaming to some VMs. I could stream to a physical device if I wanted to. If I can get it on the same network, but I don't really have a means to record that. That means I'm lazy. Anyhow, we'll use some VMs and we'll get the point across for whatever use case that we want to use this for. I'm about to run out of coffee. been a while since I've done PVS. I had a server up. I kind of looked at it. Doesn't look like anything has changed. And from what I read, like I said, there's no out-of-box edits that are needed anymore. So it should just be straightforward install and be on your way. May struggle to find where some of the pieces are, but we'll get there. All right. So with PVS, you got some additional components and complexities that you'll have to know and deal with. Another reason I don't really want to use it in my environment, but you may have to. All right, you gonna give me a wizard now? Yep, that is correct. All right, let's get B going. I'm trying to get more efficient with my time. All right, so nothing yet. All right, so with A, DHCP services, more than likely you'll use Microsoft DHCP. You may use these other services, but for the setup I'm using, I would leverage DHCP, but all that's handled by my second class hypervisor, my box. So we'll let that handle that service. Pixie will run off of our first server. We will create a new farm. We got our SQL. Yeah, Sal. We got our Sal server. And we are using SQL Express. Is there anything in the connection options? Yep, so sorry, I had to take a sip of my coffee. All right, so probably have to mess with this if you're setting up on a clustered setup. We are not. And before I forget, yep. All right, so over here, we'll just be creating a new database. The name. We'll leave all this the same. We could edit this if we want to, but I don't really care. Ooh, that's what I forgot to do. All right. So since we don't have that share, I do have two shares set up on A and B for, sorry, A and B for our Citrix infrastructure, but it's only 10 gigs. We'll set this up with some hard drive space. All right, and I think we'll set it to create new, yes. 60 should be plenty. And I'll need to do the same over here. forgot about the disk. This thing is really dragging now. There we go. We'll go back and do B later. Alright, so this is going to be our store path for housing our images. Oh my gosh. I wasn't trying to yell storage. Alright, there we go. And I just need to do some quick magic to make this easier for me. We'll share it. Storage, great. Alright, do not worry about my permissions. I'll send you what Citrix recommends. Security, and I'll edit that as well. I'm really about to run out of coffee. It's not going to be a great day. Alright, so we got to share on our main PVS server. It's kind of like we do the same things over and over. It's like we need storage space for half the things we do. Whoa. That's a lot of O's. Alright, so that's done. Again, we'll do the same thing. Apply. Get ready. All right. So let's finish our setup on A. All right, so our default store will be named store. And we'll put it on E. Next. We will not join to our CVAD site, as we don't have a means to use those wizards to spin up machines, so we'll do it all the manual way. So we'll leave that as blank. But I think this is fairly new, the Citrix Cloud piece and using PVS. I could be wrong, or I could be right. But if you're going to manage PVS and spin up, tons of non-persistent desktops, and you join the farm, and then I think you get 2 additional wizards within the console. Create machine catalogs and all that good stuff. Alright, so our license server is on Citrix-A. Yep. This is probably when you need a service account. I'm just going to use my domain admin account. Yep. Alright, so this is dot 50. Yep. Leaving everything the same. We will host TFTP on here. RDBP32.bin. Stream servers. BIOS targets are no longer supported. Okay. That might help. But I'm going to leave everything as default. We don't have any certs. Alright, so that was pretty straightforward. On our second server, we just need to join to the farm, and it will just be there for failover for streaming. Stored procedures, okay, doing all the database. Got somebody trying to get in my room. It's a database. Alright, so it finished. Now we need to get the console installed. Alright, so we got the components we needed and wanted on this one. Got the storage set up. Almost good to go. And while that's going, let's go ahead and bring up our console and get a looky-loo. Alright, so again, that runs on a different computer. We will not leverage Pixie on this computer, and we are going to join our farm. Numlock is needing to be turned on. found our farm. Good to know. So we need to hold up. All right. Console. Let's go. I do need to check storage. Okay. All right. Connect to farm. Local host. They're getting wild. All right, so we got our site called site. That was a good name to give it. We got our server, and here we got our default store, and then we got our default device collection. Probably good to make some good names. All right, can we join the farm now? Nope. All right. So we'll wait for that to settle down. We'll go ahead and create our VHD for our Win 10 image. Oh, this is kind of boring. The fun will pick up. We'll do some cool stuff once we get this into our server. All right, let's let it reboot. Oh, you take your time. That's no big deal. Let's go back to A. Let's look at that storage. I need to make sure I can get to this path. Okay. Oh my God, just tight. Coffee is very low. All right, so we're going to launch our imaging wizard and get this bad boy going. Yep. We'll do PVS-A. We need our credentials, Citrix admin. Can't see with you in the way. Again, this machine is not on the domain. Create a vdisk, make a Citrix PVS disk from this device, boot hard drive, create an image file, make an image file, booted disk. Alright, this is what we want. Alright, so we'll leave it to dynamic. And we'll use VHDX. Can I browse to this path? -A. Oh, okay. That's good. There we go. I want it directly on the storage. This is the name of our machine, VHDX. I think we're good. All right, hopefully it doesn't fail. All right, we're going to do the entire disk. Yep, that's fine. And we can optimize it. We'll do that as well. Here's all the things that are being optimized. This kind of looks old, i.e. temp files. Probably be wise to use the Citrix optimizer, but it looks like it does most things you would disable. All right, so we'll keep it selected. All right, let's go. Ah, wow. Oh, this is the optimizer stuff going. All right, so now I got my disk. There we go. Get all of it in there. I think it's like 20 gigs. But I do have a preview to what I have been looking at and what we'll probably look at. Owl. Citrix Owl. Yeah. So I started messing with the app layering piece from Citrix. We'll probably get around to looking at that as we are basically breaking up the OS, breaking up all these pieces, and we'll try to see this is a good fit for our environment versus ProU. So I got ProU stood up again. There was a new release, 6.8.7. Not too much has changed. There's some new access policies for configurations that you can set up for ProU. But we'll look at Citrix app layering as well. Got app layering, elastic layers, platform, and what's the other one? OS layer. Yeah, there we go. All right. Going kind of slow. Let's move it now. Okay, okay. This awesome port number. just count down. Almost done. Thank you. Man, it's been a long week. Tired. I can hear it in my voice. Holidays. Super crazy. All right, so we look good. We can look at logs. I'm okay on that. We got our 26 gig disk. I can shut this down. Give us some resources. Can I join to the farm yet? Yes, I can. All right, so site name, again, I left it to default. So this can maybe kind of confuse you. Store, default, yeah. All right, I do not want to join. License server is A. So all we're doing is just joining. Second server. And this is 153. Correct. We will not be doing TFTP on here. We can set it up later by going through the wizard, and maybe we'll use our NetScaler to do some load balancing of that. But not right now. Maybe we'll do a part B. Should be a quick one. All right, we are done with you. I don't think I will install the console on here, so I'll exit out of that. Let this finish, and then we'll start doing the magic. Uh-oh. Be right back. Oh, we finished. Okay. All right. So again, we'll just leave the console on A only. No big deal. Refresh. All right, we got the other server in here. Settings. Let's get you off of us. All right. All right, so we got our disk. This is where we have the store path set for our default store. Stores. Yep. All All right, let's import. All right, so it already knows where to search. All right, property file is missing. It will be automatically created. All right, good. All right, so we're not going to load balance yet. We'll hit add. There's our property file. All right, come on. I see an error in the background. There we go. All right, so we added our disk. No load balancing yet. All right, we got our disks in the vdisk pool. All right, so let's mess with the disk. All right, right now it's set to private mode. We're going to set it up like we would for what we would use in an enterprise environment. All right, standard image, multi-device, read-only access. Oh my gosh, this thing is running slow. So we can cache onto the server, or we can cache in RAM, or we can cache in RAM with overflowing disk. We'll choose this one. We'll just leave everything as default. We can identify this disk, what we're using it for. We're not doing anything with KMS. Yeah, we're not doing any of that. Oh my goodness, it's going slow. Alright, so pretty much everything. Yep, enable streaming. Oh man. I need to set my template a little bit higher. With some compute. Alright, we got a lock file. Alright, so we got that set. So we need to create some devices in here. Can't click over here. Alright, we'll create 2. Oh my god, is it locked up? I need to wait a second. There we go. Alright, so we'll create a prod device. This slowness is going to kill me. We're going to add the vdisk from our store. And we'll just skip tests. We'll just do prod and maintenance. Alright, so I need a MAC address. Alright, and I need a machine. So let's create a new virtual machine. Alright, Right, there will be no operating system on this. We want to stream what we currently captured onto this machine. Yep, Win10, sure. And we'll call this prod. Make things easy for us. Matching up everything very similar to what we captured. Yep. This will be our hardware template. Yep. Create a new virtual disk. Alright, so we're going to be caching on this onto overflow. So whatever disk we create here will be our write cache. I can leave it at 60, but I think for our use case we'll just set it to 10. Alright. Alright. So I like to keep things organized. So now we need to give the MAC address. So if we did everything right, there we go. Alright, we got the MAC address. No entry found in database because we don't have anything set up yet, but so far I know it's working like it should. OC29DF. OC29DF. Or 0C. Yeah, messed myself up. 29DF. 29DF. What's the last two? DF, OF, 6A, OF, 6A. Alright, so we got our prod device. If we go to versionings, alright, so we're currently set. So that prod device should boot to this one. We'll create a snapshot, versioning, whatever you want to call it. We'll leave it as maintenance. And if you wanted to, when we're done, we can set it to test, which we're not creating a tester, or we can put it into production. Alright, but we're going to leave it to maintenance because we're going to add something to the image before we promote it. Alright, and again, we don't have replication set up. I wish I didn't click that because now it's just going to take a while. Alright, but these blue dots mean we're good. Alright, so dot one, that's all the maintenance disk. That's our second version we have here. Anything in properties worth looking at? Nope. I can add descriptions of what has been edited. Alright. I don't know why I keep clicking over there. Alright, we'll create another device. We'll call it maint. We'll set it as the maintenance. And I need to create another virtual machine. Excuse me. Alright, again. Identical. Let's boot you up and get that MAC address. 2FDO, 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 2FDO. There we go. I need to select the V disk. Awesome. Alright, so now we have it within PVS. We got our MAC address, so it should be in the database. If we reboot prod, prod should get us where we want to. It's doing something. Alright, so we're seeing Windows. That's a good sign. That wasn't too bad. Alright, we got our server IP, .150, that's our PVS server. Write cache has been redirected to server, even though we placed it on the local hard drive, and we will fix that. So if we go here, face is itchy. Alright, so we got our differencing disk. Alright, there's the write cache. We're going to fix that. Alright, so we booted to an OS. Look at that, we're streaming. We're Netflix. I'm only going to mess with one of these at a time while things are running smooth. Wow, look at that majesticness. Alright, let's go to disk management. Let's fix that. Alright, so we got our disks that we allocated, 10 gigs. We'll just kind of click through it. Doesn't matter, it will get changed anyway. But this disk will be our write cache. They're screaming. Alright, so if we close this, all we're going to mess with is the disk, but we'll create a document on this read-only disk, and this thing should get wiped away when we reboot. And we should also see the write cache get stored on the local machine. Let's see what it says. All right, so again, we're trying to mirror like we would a enterprise environment to update images, all that good stuff, as best we can, as I'm not leveraging a hypervisor to spin up these machines. All right, cache disassign, drive letter D. All right, so now it's caching to D. All right, and yep, write cache is gone from the server. That one spun up a lot quicker this time. Okay. Excuse me. All right, so recap, we stood up PVS. No need to mess with any default configurations. We joined a additional server to the farm. We got 2 target devices set up for editing the maintenance disk and then going to prod. So our file is gone. Oh my goodness. All right, D is assigned to the right cache. And then we got our differencing disk. All right, so we only got 10 gigs assigned, so once this differencing disk fills up, probably going to kill the machine. So probably need to set your differencing disk based on, not your differencing disk, your right cache, your D, based on your needs. All right, so we got set 10 gigs. You may need to set it to 100, 120, whatever. Cool. All right. Probably be wise to hide this. So we can do that with policy, but this machine is not on our domain. So we can do local root policy edit, but anyhow, that's not the point. So I'm going to shut this down. I could just power it off. All right, let's edit. Edit? That's not even a word. Let's edit our maintenance disk. All right, so I think we can edit this to skip this, but it doesn't bother me. All right, so we need to go to 1. Is it worth editing? I guess if you're making changes, you can just stay on the same disk and select the prod one to test when you promote. Maybe it'll save you some steps. Maybe we won't edit it. All right, we're bringing it in. Yep, right cache is disabled. This is the disk we want to write to. And we'll create a like a desktop shortcut to a share, a fake share. Okay, that's not good. All right, we'll let it try. 1. one is the loneliest? Well, come on. Don't blue screen. Ran out of coffee like 20 minutes ago. It's killing me. I got my fingers crossed. Should boot up fine. Mm, yes. All right. All right. So, like I said, we'll keep it short and sweet. We'll pretend to. Well, just pretending. I like to pretend. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, we added a share to the desktop. We're going to convolute the desktop with all kinds of stuff. We're good to go. All right, so we made our edits to our image. We are done. We will shut it down. And if we refresh this, we should see, yep, got some info in here. Double verify that you're on the maintenance version. If we refresh, should be a lock on this file. Maybe not, because maintenance is powered off. But you can also go in here and see connected devices. Nope. Versioning. Right? Cheer. All right, so we're done. We're going to promote version 1 to production. We're not going to do it on a schedule. We are good to go. And we can toggle between these two if we need to roll back. All right, but I think we're good. All right, we will power on our production machine. This would be what our users would connect to, our customers. Or you'd be streaming this to your physical endpoints. There's a lot you can do with that. More I keep thinking. All right, caching is on D. We got our disk.1. So we should have our updated desktop. The Share folder will be on the desktop, and again, everything's read-only. Any changes will get written to that differencing disk. All right, and we'll leave this one up. Let's verify that we're not liars, and we'll try to get server B, PVS B, into the mix. And there we go. Our fake share. Cool. All right, and I think, yep, refresh. Device lock, good. Got one device on there. Good. There we go. All right, so we got server A and B. We already joined the farm. Yeehaw. So let's copy the contents in here. Really don't need that, but we don't need lock files. And we'll copy this to PVS-B. This may take a little bit. I need a monitor in my space. I think we'll be fine. I need to start using link clones. Yeah, I'm sure we'll be fine. This would have been good to use our cluster setup. But no biggie. All right, we're at 50. This thing's at 50. Okay. Got some anxiety going on with this storage. It's like a little sad face, two eyes. I'd be worried too, buddy. Almost done copying. I know I got plenty of space, but yet I keep refreshing. All right. So we got B. Got the contents copied over. Let's set load balancing in here. Again, we skipped that step. You can pick server A or B. We're going to load balance. None, best effort fix. I'll post a link to what you should set it to, but we'll just select none. We'll hit OK. We will go to replication status. There we go. Finicky stuff, but we are good to go. So we got green check mark, but the blue dots, we are replicated. If you got a missing dot, then again, you're missing your base. That's that .1 file. But now we are replicated. I want to do a failover. Or, yeah. All right, prod's still good. So we can stop the streaming service. Or I can just restart. Can't rebalance devices. I'm not sure how that's going to work out. But we'll hit stop on 1. We'll go to prod. Oh, it blue screen on us. Oh, gosh. I may have to reconfigure B. Yes. I know. I got you all kinds of misconfigured. All right, so it's saying on B. We'll need to configure B for Pixie and for TFTP. All right, server, it's hitting 153. All right, so we're on B. Wonder if a rebalance would kick it over to 1 without stopping the service. We're going to find out. In the beginning, I said enterprise worthy. Now I'm eating my words. All right. See if the rebalance will no. This thing's just going blue screen. let's see if we can fix that. If not, then we're going to wrap it up. We got most of the stuff set up and conveyed. That is correct. Farm is already configured. Do not join. Correct. Kids are going crazy. Alright, we got both servers in here. Well, I don't... what was I looking for? Well, I don't think this is going to help us. We'll try it anyway. Alright, so that's picking up on A. I just want to see a failover work. Alright, so essentially all we did is enabled TFTP and Pixie on the servers. It's not gonna do what we want. Balancing. Yeah, that doesn't matter because we don't have the whole farm set up. Alright, we can try one more time. Are you gonna resize? Alright, let's just restart. No! Oh, finally fixed the display. Should have ended 15 minutes ago, but down the rabbit hole we go. Right, we don't need you anymore. Trying to think why it won't kick over. So we're on server 2. Try this one more time. If it fails, not a whole lot I can do. And then we'll do like a part B for load balancing. And maybe within that time, I'll figure it out. Get load balance now because we get it on both servers. Maybe that was a blessing. A blessing in disguise. All right. Let's try it one more time. If it fails, then I call it quits. All right, so we will. It doesn't matter what we do. I think it's just going to blue screen. If I restart, it should kick it to A. Yep. All right, so no matter what I do, it's going to blue screen. I'll have to figure that out. It might just be our lab environment, but anyhow, we do have some redundancy. It may just be the lab, but you can stop the streaming. So it should kick over to A. You should get a toast notification or some type of notification that your stream service was interrupted, but A should pick it up. I'll look at that. Replication's good. Is there anything else? No. But anyhow, PVS in a nutshell, doing some cool things with streaming, updating your imported vdisk, our OS. Why does that still say private? Refresh. There we go. Slow to update. Maybe we'll look into some of these updated management tasks and stuff like that. Don't really have a host to connect to. So there are some other cool things we're missing out on, but maybe I'll get Zen server set up again and we can connect to that and spin up some machines. Anyhow, we'll do a part B and then we'll load balance some PVS services. All right. Hope you learned something.